Hey, Uncle Buck. Hey, Paws. Hey, Aussie. Have a good time. Same as usual. Went to bed way too late. Woke up too late. Same as I always do. Because that's just how I roll. I did watch episode 2 of Pretty Pretty Please I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl last night. On the weekend, but during the week I go to bed too late. I have to get up early for work and I start getting in bed. Yeah, that's me, like, all the time. Could have gotten a frozen meal and came home. Shit, I could have. That would have been cheaper. Shit, I totally forgot about that, Uncle Buck. Goes to show how stupid I am. That genuinely didn't even occur to me. I'm a fucking idiot. Hey, Catherine. Uncle Buck was pointing out that, like, last night, the whenever I do my groceries, I go to the hot food counter to get some fried chicken or whatever. Um, I was a little late doing my groceries last night, so the hot food counter they didn't have any like sides. They basically didn't have any sides left. Like I always get potato wedges because they're good, but they just had nothing left. Um, so I ended up ordering out for supper, and Uncle Buck pointed out I could have gotten like a frozen dinner. I could have gotten a microwave dinner. Lucky night. Got a lump in the only breast I have. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Hey, Buttercup. Lucky, not lucky. Unlucky, I assume you're trying to type. Oh, sucky. You had a sucky night. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely hope it's not anything. I definitely hope it's not anything. Should just have to take both of those there. Ice grape goat. I mean, for symmetry's sake, if nothing else, right? Gosh, I did make that decision. Didn't think of it until it was too late. I'll find my ear protection. And yeah, happy Black History Month. Yeah. Anywho, episode 2 of I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl was very good. My reactions to the first to it will go up the 16th and 17th. So yeah, February 16th and 17th, my reactions to episodes 1 and 2 of I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. Hi, Shelly. You're dry. That your way of saying I don't turn you on? You're like, hell, I don't regret doing this in shorts. My high school shop teacher would be horrified. Need the skin lube. I have not worn my hoodie yet. Put the hoodie on again. This will help. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not chilly enough for a hoodie. Taking off clothes helps. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do the full Monty. You can leave your hat on. I've got a piece of hair in my mouth. Like how silent and perfectly still you are. Yeah, I do that. Getting close to 40. Yeah, I mean it's cold outside, but there's heating inside, so stop thinking. Never. Yeah, you can leave your hat on as like it's the is a song featured in the Full Monty. It's like the last song. I sound like a necrophiliac. That wasn't exactly what I intended. Wasn't it though? Song by Tom Jones. Joe Cocker. Cocker? I hardly even know her. Didn't Joe shit on stage? Trump shat in the Oval Office. Hi, Medita. Yeah, Trump was doing some press conference in the Oval Office. A bunch of people there. Hey, Georgia. And let a noise that was either a fart or, more likely, him just full on shitting himself. Probably shit himself because very, very, very quickly, all the reporters were rushed out of the room. Press conference very quickly wrapped up. No questions. Probably not his first time. Probably not. But yeah, it does seem like Trump shit himself on camera during a press conference in the Oval Office. It's kind of funny. Yep. Just found the video. I'm not convinced. I am. Hi, Kelly. I'm convinced. Energy cells all cut. In other news, more personal news, apparently Steam is going to be. Oh, I'm always sleepy, Catherine. Is going to be updating the version of Final Fantasy that they have, Final Fantasy VII that they have. They're going to be there's going to be like a new Steam version of it releasing in a few days. I'll see if it works with OBS. The hitch is save files don't transfer over. So, like, I'll see if I can get it to work with OBS. But even if it does, do I really want to start from the beginning? Redo everything? You know, it's 45 hours in. You know, like 45 hours in. And yeah, a lot of that was commentary. Just cheat. Well, I mean, there's no cheating. Like, there's no cheating to get to where I was. It's. I mean, like, just playing on my own, it would take a lot less time, but it's still gonna be like, a good 20 hours to get back to where I was. 20 hours of gameplay to get back to where I was. There's like other emulators and whatnot. So my understanding is that there are going to be sort of cheaty things with it. Like ways to like boost your HP, boost your MP, boost your gil. Like there are ways to boost everything. I don't think there's. I don't. And I think there's probably going to be like mods I can get as well that might might allow me to just unlock certain things. Maybe. Though it might take a little bit of time for it to happen. But it's more just like I still have to play through. You know, I still have to redo everything. So just be tedious. As for me doing bedtime stories, you're really sure Buttercup, I think, has PTSD from from the bedtime stories I've done. Yeah. Once upon a time, good night, and then I end the stream. That's a thing that I've done in the past. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you were the one who complained about me doing that. Where I'd be like, "Once upon a time, good night," and then I end the stream. And you're like, "No." That is something I'd be upset by. Yeah, precisely. Hey, Logan. So don't do it. Convincing the other one furry because of Logan. I mean, the original intent for Logan, or one of the original plans, for Logan was that he was going to be actually an evolved Wolverine. Temperature in Canada, -15 Celsius. So pretty cold. Pretty cold. Without a nose. That was weird. Yeah. As a fun fact, for people who don't know, Wolverine from the X-Men, uh, an idea that Chris Claremont had early on was that he was going to be an actual Wolverine who had been hyper evolved into a human. It was actually hinted at. He did actually drop a hint on it uh, when Wolverine was talking to a leprechaun. A leprechaun mentioned having never spoken, never talked to or having never met a talking Wolverine before, which was going to be which is like, dropping a hint that about Wolverine's origin. That idea was dropped quickly, though. Comics are weird. You finished Bridgerton? Hurrah! Did you enjoy it? You did? I'm glad. Hey, sounds. Let me get down to. Hey, Audrey. Down to. I mean, this is normal for me. This is how many I normally have. Not for a long time. Not in a long, long time. Nah, this is for like 2 years. This is a small handful, 1 or 2 dozen is what I usually have. Uh, I don't really have much to keep a large number of people. Yeah, Villa era or when Foodie goes in my freaking list. Yeah, yeah. Whenever there's drama, drama always brings people in, but even then, less and less all the time because they know that I don't go for drama. That I don't. That I'm not going to give them anything. Intimate gatherings over here. Yep. No monocle face in the icon. What? Babysitting the BG, yep. Yeah, gonna be cat sitting for a month. I'll be streaming there, yeah. And for the scooter pooter. Yeah, I'll still be streaming while I'm there. Be able to do some cooking streams. And, regular streams. Rice, half onion, half green pepper, sweet and sour, just once. We'll see. We'll see, Buttercup. We'll see. But probably not. Chantel did ask if she wants me to buy, if she wants me to, or if she wants. Chantel did ask if I want her to buy me a rice cooker for while I'm there. No weird Japanese games tonight. No, Luchador. First of all, the game's not Japanese. It's not actually a Japanese game. Second of all, gaming is only on Saturdays. Go out. This one Mountain movie? Frankly, probably not. I don't like filming in public. Scoot to the mall and get some A&W onion rings. I don't like filming in public. I'm not comfortable filming in public. We'll see means no. Perhaps or maybe means yes. Figured that out when asking my dad something as a kid. So no age being filmed without knowledge, thank you. Yeah. Hi, Stacy. There's that, Catherine, but also just, social anxiety on my part. You're new? Well, welcome, Cece. Always nice to have new people. As for the movie theater, are there any movies I'd want to see? Probably not. Seem laid back. I am laid back. More that I'm passive. I'm a very passive person. Hey, Shirley. It's a couple of your favorite food snacks. Yeah, yeah. Ahead of when she leaves, she'll get some things in for me. Just started singing. Cool, cool. The one being filmed or filming in the appropriate context, and when you live in a major metropolitan city, talking to yourself like that gets the wrong kind of attention. I mean, when you live in a big city, do people even notice when you're talking to yourself? I don't know. I feel like part of what makes big cities so great is that people don't really pay much attention to each other. People just think you're FaceTiming. Saturday house sitting. Yeah, I mean, it'll be should be fun. I mean, should be pretty interesting. Think you're a drug addict, crazy as hell, and those who don't notice won't last long in the city. Situational awareness is safety. Likes playing fetch. Chantal did tell me that part. Nah, I'm sure I'll be fine. She's trying to make fetch happen. Yeah, I'm sure I'll manage her wanting to play fetch. Don't think all my messages are going through. YouTube is weird. Like in a few minutes. All right. Try to ignore here from the public. Same here, same here. Minding my own business. Yep. Same here. Just wanted to see what your channel was about. All right. Have a good night, CC. CC you later. Boo. You're dork and proud. I wouldn't have been able to pull it off. I wouldn't have wanted to pull it off. Because it was such a bad pun. What are we playing up? So one the viewer CC left, and Uncle Buck said CC you later. Terrible pun. Scrapegoat is saying I think Scrapegoat's saying I wouldn't have been able to pull off that pun. I wouldn't have wanted to do that pun. Terrible puns are great. It's like the verbal version of a kick in the noddle dingers. Hey, Radical Acceptance. Or Jenna. Hi, Jenna. Do you want to do your mom? I do. Well, happy birthday, Jenna. Jenna has a birthday every month. She does have a lot of birthdays. I believe you, Jenna. I believe you. Good idea for birthday gift. You know where to send it. Always a few days before me. Yep. Well, no worries, Catherine. You know what I just remembered? Congratulations to Enox, Mimi, Leslie Marie, K-Pie, Fruit Cup. Oh, hey! Radical Acceptance, Trailer Thrift, Emerald Kisses, and Frenchie Mexi. And AJ Justice. Pretty sucks from mom, and she sent me cookies. She made me a necklace and earrings. Nice. That's hilarious. That's honestly kind of hilarious that you got that it went to you. I like that. That's great. Emerald Skies, nice, nice. And I love that. Oh man, I'm so bummed Buttercup wasn't here to see Fruit Cup get it. To see, I'm really sad Buttercup is not here to see that a gift membership went to somebody named Fruit Cup. We need to remember that for when she gets back, because that is hilarious. Gas Violet says Bandit Snacks. and bandit snacks and wine and cute sweatshirts and Valentine's hearts. What was his socks? Woody's wife. Cool, cool. Good for her. Hey, Hannah. I mean, worst case, if she, like, something goes, something goes wrong and she has to return, worst case, I just come back sooner. I just come back here sooner. But if she'd be back soon to remind me to take my Tylenol. Yep. Hey, Pamela. Like, there's genuinely no risk in me going up. Like, I'm not sure what you're thinking is going to happen if I stay. I'm not sure what you think is what disaster will befall me, but go now if you want. Yeah, I can go anytime. Don't bet the ad on Blue Sky. It's wild how she gets telephoned. Yeah. Any 4D movies? Hey, I have never been to a 4D movie, and I have no interest in going to a 4D. I don't even want to go to a 3D movie. I just want a fucking, you know, regular ass movie. Speaking of movies, are there going to be any interesting movies out when I'm there? What movies will be out around that time? I'm assuming nothing I give a shit about. I'm going to say Doomsday, but we're a while. Wouldn't go to that anyway. It's a Disney. It's I don't watch things from Disney. Hey, Buttercup. Look, his fruit cup. I was gonna mention to you that the gift membership went to somebody named Fruit Cup. And Jenna's sock account. Jenna shows up in her sock account and immediately gets a gift membership. And another one goes to somebody named Fruit Cup while you continue to get nothing. I'm sorry, it's so funny to me. YouTube is just taunting it this way. This is YouTube. That is YouTube getting personal. That is YouTube just mocking you specifically. Hey, Boop. New Weather next movie comes out the 14th. Go see that. Pass. I already hated the book. It's just too heavily melodramatic for me. You know, it's just is like I found the book just too much. I gotta blow my nose. Give me a minute. All right, gonna get more water. Back in a minute. If you're going to do tragic, messed up, toxic romance, it's gotta be melodramatic. Yeah, but I mean, this one was just like too much. I just found Wuthering Heights too much. I get confused and things don't go boom boom in movies. I'm fine with a movie not having boom boom. I'm a sucker for melodramatic toxic romance. Yeah, it's not really my thing. Short attention span time, so it's really, really hard to sit still. Go see Supergirl. Will it even be out? Also, meh. I mean, it looks like a fun movie and everything, but don't care. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be any movies playing that I'll give a shit about. So going to the theater. Not very likely. Okay, the Nature IMAX ones. Yeah, maybe. My patience stood still from any documentary. Because animals. Animals are cute. Actually, you know what? The Day the Earth Blew Up, that one might be worth seeing. Synopsis? It's a Looney Tunes movie. Porky Pig and Daffy Duck venture to the big screen as unlikely heroes and Earth's only hope when their antics at the local bubblegum factory uncover a secret alien mind control plot. Faced with cosmic odds, the two are determined to save their town and the world. That is, if they don't drive each other totally loony in the process. So yeah, The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. Need to go to the movies now. That movie almost got shelved. It did get shelved. Um, Warner didn't want to release it. David fucking Zaslav, may he fucking rot. So like the movie was completed. It was getting like great, advanced reviews, like advanced screenings. Went really well. Can't go see that alone in the theater. You look like what? Looney Tunes? Everybody loves Looney Tunes. Marvel Merchant? No idea. I have no idea. But yeah, the movie was completed. There were like sort of advanced screenings um, that went really well, and then David Zaslav decided to pull it. They can't no, we're not gonna air it for no fucking reason. Ended up being like a completely different publisher had to yeah, Catch Up Entertainment had to buy the rights to distribute it. Yeah, so it was originally going to be released on HBO Max and the Acme Night block on Cartoon Network. But then Warner was like, yeah, fuck it. We're not going to do that anymore. And started shopping around for a different streaming service. And then, yeah, Catch Up Entertainment got the rights to distribute it. It was such a weird thing. I don't know. Why does it not feel like Sunday? I don't know. I honestly don't know what the fuck Warner was thinking. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with David Zaslav in general. For a guy heading up a movie studio, David Zaslav sure seems to fucking hate the idea of movies. Need to be in bed, but I have to hurry up and finish the detail on the prosthetic for the latex and wax clay girl. Got the itchy eyes from being sleepy. Woke up at 3 and couldn't go back to sleep. Yeah, that's always fun. Sleep for 2 hours, wake up, and then completely unable to get back to sleep. Yeah, that's always a great time. We'll try to remember to give Buttercup when I'm getting ready to leave. When I'm leaving, remind me to send you the other, Patreon gift membership renewal. Remind me to renew your Patreon gift membership before I go, Buttercup. I was saying that before I go, or like when I'm on my way, like when I'm ending the stream tonight, remind me to renew your gift membership on Patreon. Pick the hottest day to clean the fish tanks. Yeah, remind me to renew your Patreon gift membership. That way, you'll be able to watch my reaction to My Little Pony the movie, the 1986 one, on Thursday, and My Little Pony Equestria Girls on Friday. Because, yeah, Friday, my reaction, not blind reaction because I've watched it before, but my reaction to My Little Pony Equestria Girls goes up Friday. Never saw it. Oh, you never watched Equestria Girls? You never watched any of the Equestria Girls movies, Buttercup? OG one from when I was little. Yeah, the 1986 MLP movie I watched. It's bad. The 1986 movie is so bad. Equestria Girls is weak. It's a weak movie. Only, there's, 5 or 6 songs, and only one of them was genuinely great. Is the 80s? So, you know what else came out the same year? The Great Mouse Detective and An American Tale versus the Five-O movies. Well, I came out a year earlier. Don Bluth was, fucking Disney and Don Bluth were both putting out great movies at the same time. I mean, shit. There were theatrical re-releases of Disney movies from the fucking 1950s that were infinitely better than the My Little Pony movie. You had Minty? No, the problem with the movie wasn't that it was the 80s. The problem with the movie was that it was produced by a company who had absolutely no fucking respect for the target audience. Like, it was crystal clear that Hasbro could not have given less of a shit about young girls. Just no respect for young girls. Hi, Ronnie. Still little Care Bears movies from them. I still love the Care Bears movie. I like Transformers. The movie came out the same year and is generally, well remembered. Because Hasbro did give a shit about young boys in a way that they did not about young girls. Hey, Killface. Even though both movies were just, extended toy commercials. The universal greeting? No? They all. Oh, there are a lot of 80s kids movies that were. I mean, not necessarily the movies. There's a lot of 80s stuff that was just toy commercials. Been making my way through 80s cartoon intros. And yeah, there's quite a few that it's like, wow, that is very clearly just a toy commercial. Yeah, yeah, what's the universal greeting, Shelley? Yeah, the first of the Equestria Girls movies is definitely the weakest. The other three were actually all pretty good, with some banger soundtracks. Re-releasing Pretty in Pink. Cool. Bar Weep, Grana Weep, Ninny Bum. Okay. The hell is that from? Something called the Bondulants. Yeah, what the hell is that from, Shelley? Yeah, never watched Pretty in Pink. Never wanted to. Even though Molly Ringwald does seem like a wonderful person. want to just to see it. Actually, speaking of cool women, Dwayne Johnson's daughter has turned out to be pretty cool. Um, because she is Dwayne Johnson's daughter, she was hired by WWE. You know, super young. At 23 years old, she became the general manager of SmackDown, I think. Watched Megan 2 last night. It was all Terminator 2 style and actually impressive. Cool. Yeah, she was basically just like an on-screen personality, on-screen authority figure personality. Um, despite only being 23 years old, and I was like pure nepotism. She's only in the role because of who her father is, which made her a little bit unpopular, a little bit controversial a person. But she allowed her contract was coming up for renewal, and she decided not to renew it. Um, she decided not to renew her contract, and the day after, like today is like her first day out of contract, and she said, "Now that I'm allowed, fuck ice." Yeah. Now that I can say this with my full chest, middle finger ice and that entire administration. Streaming at Queens. Different. I will be, yes. I just love that it's like honestly, good honor. Because I mean like the WWE. So the WWE has always been fucking fascist aligned, frankly. But particularly recent years, Linda is part of Trump's cabinet. Uh, Triple H pointed out to him as part of like some fucking presidential sports committee or some shit like that. Close ties with Saudi Arabia for the past few years, past decade. The WWE is shit from an ethical standpoint. So good on her for getting out. It brought me some of my best memories in life. Yeah, I mean, like, I sort of. I watched it a little bit, I watched it a very, very, very little bit when I was, especially when I was really young. And then I did watch it like during the Attitude Era, which I think might be overrated, frankly. Yeah, obviously Attitude Era, like, obviously Attitude just catapulted WWE's popularity. Interesting back in the day. Back when I was watching, there was no women's wrestling. Your WWF era. I think Bertha was your girl. Like maybe like Vince never really. I don't think Vince ever really had any interest in women's wrestling. So like every once in a while, there'd be a few months where there'd be a little bit of lip service paid. So like there's one interesting. Was there? There was Lita. Yeah, it was bra and panty matches. It was fucking gimmick matches. The women were not trained in wrestling. Lita actually knew more. Lita was actually pretty good. Trish Stratus in the Attitude Era. Trish Stratus had no training. She worked her fucking ass off against Vince's. Vince had no interest in getting in her training. She was training on her own time. She was asking the male wrestlers, "Hey, can you give me some training? Can you teach me how to do this shit?" She was doing it on her fucking own without Vince's support. She got better over time, but in the early Attitude Era, no, she was just another pretty face. She had no training. She worked hard to get good. But during the time that I was watching, she couldn't wrestle. During the time that I was watching, she couldn't wrestle. And that's not a criticism of her. Vince only gave a shit about women as sex objects. I mean, shit. Yeah, I wasn't watching it at the time, but what was her big, one of her big early storylines was fucking Vince. And this doc was interesting. Yeah, I mean, China had some training, but China, she was hired because she looked intimidating. And again, I think that was like Triple H. Paul Levesque was dating her at the time. Triple H was dating her, and he brought her in, because she had an intimidating look. To the point where she wasn't even allowed to wrestle other women, because all the other women were just pure shit in the ring. Like in the 90s, there were like a couple of there was like a brief period in the 90s where it looked like WWF was going to give give an actual chance to the women's division. And then they dropped it. The woman who actually held the woman who actually held the WWF women's title jumped to WCW and dumped the title in the trash. And then WCW did jack shit with her because WCW wasn't much better. Early 2000s. Yeah, there was Lita, there was Trish, there was Molly Holly was actually not bad. Mickie James, who I think was sort of after I started watching, but she came in. A couple others who were, generally knew what they were doing. But even so, Vince wasn't really giving them much to do. Like Trish and Mickey had, a pretty iconic storyline. And one of the things that makes it, yes, I did pay my rent, Uncle Buck. One of the things that made it stand out so much was the fact that it was a rare occasion where two women were getting a huge storyline. And one that didn't revolve around a dude. One that didn't involve a dude in any way, in any capacity. Because most women's storylines, were all about some guy. Um, you know, so early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, women were like, yeah, we can do this, we can do this, and then they can, and then the division continued to be ignored for a little while. It was NXT that really changed things. And yeah, like this is, I should, and as a disclaimer, I was not watching WWE for any of this shit. Like I stopped watching like 2001, I think, maybe even 2000s. I don't know. I don't even remember. I'm not giving credence to certain women wrestlers. They again, there were a few, like there were a couple, there were a few who were pretty good at what they were doing. Um, and WWF gave them nothing. WWF had no interest in them. Vince McMahon had no interest in them. Vince McMahon, his preference has always been big, muscly men. Big guys. That's always been Vince's thing. Big men. That's what he likes. Bigger the better. The only reason Shawn Michaels was able to get to the main event scene is because he was legitimately one of the best wrestlers the industry has ever seen. Shawn Michaels didn't fit Vince McMahon's mold. He had to be legitimately one of the best the industry's ever seen in every single capacity in order to get that attention, in order to get that push. Plus, WWF lost a lot of big stars in the early 90s. But yeah, like under Vince, if you were a smaller dude, like if you were under like 6'6", the only way to get a huge push was to be legitimately the best in the fucking world. But anyway, yeah, back to the thing. I think it was NXT that really changed things because NXT was sort of like experimental. It was almost kind of like it was basically just televised developmental, and Vince didn't really pay much attention to it. So I think it was Triple H who did the original NXT, if I'm not mistaken. He was sort of allowed to do whatever he wanted, and he brought in a bunch of incredibly talented people who didn't fit Vince's mold, and that included women. He did, sort of. He fell. He fell from the rafters. It was an entrance stunt gone wrong. Very much a tragedy. But yeah, so NXT had the Four Horsewomen: Charlotte, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bailey, Sasha Banks. Sting is still alive, I think. How wrestling grew and how he nationalized. He did. He definitely, he absolutely did nationalize it. He definitely made it much bigger than it was. So yeah, NXT had some incredibly talented women who, and Vince basically kind of had no point or no choice but to bring them up to the main roster and to give them actual time. Mankind's been fucked up in the ring. Yeah. Yeah, Mick Foley? Holy shit. Mick Foley's fucking... Mick Foley hurt himself a lot. Mankind Undertaker cage match? Yeah. Good night, Catherine. Yeah, that cage... I watched that cage match. Top 5 match. What's wild about it is, as a match, it's actually not particularly good. As a match, it's actually honestly not that good. It's a series of jaw-dropping moments. Which is what brings it into top 5. Like, the way it starts off on top of the cage is, the fact that it does start off on the top of the cage is really memorable because first time that happened, I mean, it's only the second time that Hell in a Cell had been done, but even now, it's not common for matches to start off on top of the cell. So that's very memorable right off the bat. Mick being thrown off the top and through the table. That was a holy shit moment. And he climbs back up the cage and goes through it. Another holy shit moment. Terry Funk. You might be thinking Terry Funk, Shelley. He and Mick Foley were good friends. Had a lot of utterly ridiculous matches against each other. And then after that, and then after he went through the cage, it's pretty slow. Mick had absolutely no fucking idea where he was. And then you get to the thumbtacks, which I think was the first time thumbtacks had been used in the WWF. And it's like, what? Were you saying goodnight to me, Uncle Buck? So yeah, I mean, it's some incredible, it's some incredibly memorable spots. Mixed with not actually a whole lot in terms of actual wrestling content. I think it's the three spots in particular, three main spots in particular. There's okay, wow, holy shit. It's a few more minutes before, 5 more minutes before I leave. We'll say AEW seems to be where the utterly insane shit happens now. Good place unless they're heard of funding rings. Try an Aussie accent before you go. Oh, shit. Oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that thing that Australian people put on their food? Starts with an M, I think. I think it starts with an M. Does not start with an M. Yeah, Vegemite. Never had Vegemite. Wait here, I'm gonna make you a Sammy. And thank you. Yeah, I was thinking Marmite. I think, which was incorrect. It's Vegemite. Never had Vegemite. Wait here, I'll make you a Sammy. That's a Clone High reference, by the way. Gandhi got high off smoking raisins and went on a mystical adventure where he encountered he had to get past an Australian dragon. And he mentioned that he's never had Vegemite. So the dragon said he was going to make Gandhi a Sammy. Clone High was a very strange show. Thanks, Buttercup. So thank you everyone for coming. And good night.